Water leaks from your eyes when you get sad. Think about how objectively weird that is. You experience a negative emotion, grief, frustration, overwhelming joy, or even just watching a sad commercial about a dog, and your body responds by squeezing salt water out of your face. No other animal on the planet does this. Not one. Dogs whine, elephants mourn, apes definitely feel sorrow. But humans are the only creatures on Earth that weep emotional tears. Why? From a purely biological standpoint, it makes absolutely zero sense. Evolution is ruthlessly practical. Every weird quirk of our anatomy usually has a hardcore survival advantage. But crying? It blurs your vision. It clogs up your nasal passages. It wastes valuable water and electrolytes. If you're standing in the wild and a predator is hunting you, having blurry vision and a stuffy nose is a fantastic way to get eaten. And yet, we do it. Constantly. For centuries, the smartest minds didn't even try to explain it. Charles Darwin, the guy who literally wrote the book on human evolution, was totally stumped by tears. In 1872, he threw his hands up and declared emotional weeping purposeless. He thought it was just a random side effect of the muscles around our eyes contracting when we scream as babies. A mechanical glitch, nothing more. Darwin was brilliant, but on this one, he was completely wrong. Fast forward to the 1980s, a biochemist named William Fry decided to actually look at what we were crying out. He ran an experiment. He collected tears, a lot of them. He had subjects watch intensely sad movies to collect their emotional tears, and then he chopped raw onions in front of them to collect reflex tears, the kind your eyes make to wash out dust or irritants. What he found under the microscope changed the entire conversation. The onion tears were exactly what you'd expect. Basically, just water and antibodies. A simple biological eye wash. But the emotional tears, they were completely different. They were packed with stress hormones. Specifically ACTH, a hormone your brain pumps out when you are under severe duress. They also contained prolactin and naturally occurring painkillers called endorphins. Your body wasn't just leaking water, it was literally purging stress chemicals. When you feel overwhelmed, your brain hits a physical pressure relief valve. You are sweating out your emotional overload through your eyes, but that's just the chemistry. The psychology of weeping is way stranger. Think about what a tear actually looks like on a human face. It's highly visible. It catches the light. It leaves a dark, wet streak down your skin. Neuroscientist Robert Provine spent years studying this exact visual. He argued that tears aren't just a physical release. They are a high contrast signal, a distress flare. Before our ancestors had complex language to say, "I am in unbearable emotional pain and need help," we had tears. But why not just yell or make a sad face? Because screaming attracts predators. Yelling is loud. It puts a massive target on your back in a jungle filled with things that want to eat you. Crying is silent. A tear slipping down your cheek is a highly localized, intimate visual signal. It tells the people standing immediately next to you, your family, your tribe, that you are vulnerable without broadcasting your weakness to the rest of the food chain. It's an evolutionary cheat code for empathy. When you see someone crying, your own brain chemistry shifts. Studies show that seeing tears triggers an immediate drop in aggression in the observer. It forces us to stop, soften, and help. We are hardwired to respond to it. There's actually a fascinating and kind of unsettling experiment that proved this. In 2011, researchers at the Weizmann Institute of Science had women watch sad movies and collected their tears. Then they had men sniff the tears. Just smell them. The tears didn't have a conscious odor, but the effect was immediate. The men's testosterone levels plummeted. Their aggressive impulses dropped. The chemical composition of the tears literally acted as an invisible pacifier. Your tears are weaponized vulnerability. Think about how this scales. You have a species that is born completely helpless. We don't have sharp teeth. We don't have thick armor. We aren't particularly fast. Our only survival strategy is each other. We survived because we cooperate, we bond, we protect our sick and our weak. Crying is the glue that held that whole fragile system together. When you cry, you are displaying the ultimate sign of trust. You are blurring your own vision. You are willingly dropping your physical defenses in front of another person. You're saying, I can't fight right now. I need you. And the wildest part? It works. It has worked for hundreds of thousands of years. But what about happy tears? What about when you win the lottery or see your kid graduate or watch a sports team win a championship? Why do we cry when we are ecstatic? Psychologists call this dimorphous expression. It's just a fancy way of saying your brain is so overloaded with intense emotion that it literally cannot tell the difference between extreme joy and extreme trauma. The neurological wires cross. The intensity maxes out your emotional dashboard, and the brain hits the default purge button to keep your circuits from frying. It's trying to restore homeostasis. It's trying to bring you back down to baseline. Think about how you feel after a really hard cry. You're exhausted. You're hollowed out. But you're also deeply calm. Your breathing slows down. Your heart rate drops. That's the parasympathetic nervous system kicking in. The tears forced your body to hit the brakes. In ancient times, tears were revered. The Romans used small glass bottles called lacrimatories to collect the tears of mourners as a sign of respect for the dead. In medieval times, weeping was seen as a sign of purity. If you cried, it meant your heart was open. Then came the modern age. Suddenly, efficiency was everything. The world got busy. Crying became a liability. It was messy. It was slow. It meant you weren't being productive. We completely rebranded emotional weeping from a biological necessity to a character flaw. We started telling little boys that men don't cry. We started telling women that crying made them look hysterical. We actively trained ourselves to suppress a million-year-old biological reflex. And it is literally making us sick. When you swallow a cry, what happens? Your throat gets painfully tight. That's your glottis, the opening between your vocal cords, swelling up. Your body is aggressively trying to force the airway open to get more oxygen to deal with the stress, but you are clamping your jaw shut to stop the tears. You are fighting a physical war inside your own throat. And those stress hormones that were supposed to be flushed out, they stay inside you. They keep your cortisol levels spiked. They keep your blood pressure high. Suppressed emotions don't just vanish, they stay in the body. Every time your vision blurs and that salt water spills over your eyelashes, you aren't having a breakdown. You are participating in an ancient, brilliant ritual. You are using the exact same silent distress signal that kept your ancestors alive. You are doing exactly what you were built to do.